Okay, let's start this sortie video. Okay, survival, sabotage, assassination. Now, the survival is going to be a bit of a pain, but you know. Okay, now, when it comes to this topic, it's a bit different, I would say. Just kind of like a random thing that I just kind of thought of. And it would be the topic of food. But didn't I already actually do the topic? I don't know. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. But it's too late now. I already. Goodness. Okay. I already said the topic is what it's gonna be, no matter what.
Be on the lookout.
Now, not specifically with. Yeah, I know for a fact I have done food before. But this one's going to be a bit more, like, in detailed with the type of food. So there are, like, many different food groups and all, but I am doing, like, I guess primarily meat. Sort of. It is, like, some other... It has some other things on it, too. And, the reason this is kind of because, actually. Like, usually I pick my things off of, like, something that's been happening this day for me or something along those lines. But today's not going to be like that. I just kind of, like, randomly popped in my head, so I was like, okay, let's do it. How the heck do you have an opticore on the ground?
Life support capsule.
Move and strike. We have to win this.
I was just wondering, it's like, how in the world did he just do that? But, like, what I'm gonna be going on is more of like the steak. So steak, it's probably like my third favorite food. Like pizza and bacon will always be like right there. So yeah, pizza and bacon are like my second and first. Bacon will always be my first. Like it honestly, it hurts my soul when someone says that they don't like bacon. Like it damages my soul. I told it to my one friend and then just like they started like repeating it over and over again. It's like, well, then you should be dead now. It's like, well, no, the amount that it hurts is so significant that it doesn't make a difference ever. Or something like that. And then they decided to take that as a insignificant joke and started saying that I called them insignificant. I guess that's just like kind of not really on the food topic.
Additional life support has arrived.
Now, I don't really have anything specific to talk about steak, which is pretty usual. Even when I have a topic, I'm not really that specific with my topics. But, like, it's just steak in general that I kind of have to talk about. Now, steak is a beef. It comes from cow. There are the vegetarian people and vegan people that are always like, no, we can't do this. I'm just like, yes, we can. Too bad. Like my one friend actually, who isn't even a vegan themselves, looked at me and said if I ever became president, I would attempt to make it illegal to eat meat. And I legitimately looked at her and said, if you, for whatever mysterious magical way you became president, because that ain't never gonna happen, I would assassinate you if you made it illegal to eat meat. And then, like, I started talking to my other friends, and then they looked at her and said the exact same thing, like, I will help assassinate you. Because, like, I am a very big meat eater. That's really all I ever do eat. But, yeah. But when it comes to steak, there are like all the different types of qualities. Like you can have it like rare, medium, and all that, but you can have that with like burgers and everything too. Which, yeah, I know there is like steak on burgers. I'm not saying that like steak can't possibly be on burgers. Dang it. What is shooting me? And then you can have like sauce and all that. You can have just like the very general A1 sauce. And there's all like the specialty kinds and stuff that people deal with. I'm just more of an A1 sauce kind of guy myself. I don't need all that hubbub on there. I just need to add a little bit of flavor. Now, there are, like, plenty of really good steaks that don't need any sauce at all, but, like, most of the time I usually get, like, the lower stuff just because it's cheaper. And I am all for going, like, the cheapest possible route.
30-second warning.
And,
You are running out of time. That should keep you going for a while. Another life support capsule is
I didn't want to risk it right there, so I grabbed the health thing. Or the life support thing. So, yeah, it is like a beef and all. It is from cow. And it is extremely tasty. Like definitely a ton of people will be like, it's my favorite food. There's like so many different types of steak. Like you can get T-bone, you can get like sirloin. It goes on to a pretty insane extent of how many steaks you can create. Well, not really create, more, yeah, just like how many steaks you can get. Now, yeah, there are like hundreds of other types of foods too, but like with steak, I don't know, just seems different. What the heck? Why did that guy leave?
life support incoming.
So yeah, as I was saying, there are a whole lot of different types of steak. And then, like, for each individual one, you can eat it, like, well done, medium, and all that. I'm more of just a medium type of guy myself. I prefer a little bit of pink. Not too much pink. Like, I know a few people that will, like, have it and it's still mooing. Like, I know one person who will literally just, like, toss it in the oven for, like, 20 minutes. Like, and yes, I did say oven. For, like, 20 minutes. And just, like, let it sear in there for a little bit and then just down the darn thing. And I'm, like, I'm not one with, like, a weak stomach, but even I'm just, like, staring at that, like, being like, that is so disgusting, I want to puke. And, like, I can eat, like, the more pink, like, not just pink in the middle. I can eat some pretty pink, steak, but I don't always. But my preference is the just, like, pink in the middle and nothing really else.
Life support has been replenished.
Moving over.
Life support on the way.
Now, one thing that's kind of, like, very funny is, like, I always try to cut every morsel of, like, fat off of my steak. And I am one of those people that will, like, cut too much off and have, like, little amounts of steak still on, like, attached to the fat. And I'm just like, am I going to spend another 5 minutes trying to dig that off? No. No, I am not. Is that wasted steak? Yes. Do I care? No. My mother and father are always on my case about that, being like, really? Do you see how much you're wasting right there? And I'm just like, yes, I'm wasting about 1/1000th of an ounce. No, usually it is a bit like more than that, but I never like take off entire chunks or anything. Okay, I have, but that was when the steak was more fat than anything else. It was bad. I'm staring at it being like, how? Like the fat was going in and out of the entire steak. It was disgusting. Yeah, like, now my family though, then there was like my one sister, she will have her steaks cooked to where there's no pink at all. Like, she will burn the hell out of the darn thing, and I'm just staring at it being like, you're hurting my soul, cooking it that much and burning it. So yeah, I'm pretty like medium. Right in the middle. Good sabotage. Bows only. So, my one teacher was debating with me, this was back in high school, was debating with our class what makes, like, a perfect steak. And he says that, like, apparently the proper way that you are supposed to eat steak is pink in the middle, but, like, very pink in the middle, like red. Now, he says that the reason that's, like, he actually watched, like, a cooking documentary and all that, and they explained, like, the reason was that all the, like, the disease and everything from steak is all on the outside, on the skin. So if you just, like, he says, like, just cook all, like, the sides of it, and then, like, leave the middle red, and then you have a perfect steak. And then I'm just thinking about it being like, yeah, but then that's, like, a bit too much. And he's explained to us, like, how he cooks it. He does cook it in the oven, apparently. And then, but, like, on the grill at the same time. It's really weird. The way he does it is he'll cook it, he'll put it in the oven for a set amount of time. And then once it's done with being in the oven, he grabs it and brings it over to his grill. Now, when he does this, he puts it on the grill and he, like, presses it up against each side of the grill, on, like, all the sides, like, completely around the entire thing. And the reason he does that is to singe it, like, as he was saying, where you want to, like, singe all the sides. It's this sabotage, which is also a defense.
The mixer activates the toxin by combining it with a biocatalyst. Remove the biocatalyst to render the toxin harmless. Take care when destroying a biocatalyst cartridge. It is highly explosive. Good work. Now get to the injector.
And then he'll just, like, eat it from there. And we're, like, half agreeing with him. Everyone in the class, because we were all steak eaters, except for one of us, actually. And she was, like, I forget whether she was vegan or vegetarian, but, yeah, she just didn't eat meat.
Set the injector into overdrive to incinerate the toxin.
And because of that, like, she didn't really participate in the conversation at all. But, like, half of our class was saying, no, that doesn't sound too good. I prefer it when it's cooked more, blah, blah, blah. And then the rest of the class was like, you know, that doesn't sound that bad. If you think that's the proper way, okay. Like, maybe it could be pretty good. Like, anyone, if you have, like, an opinion on steak or, like, the way you cook steak is different because you do this and this instead, it's like, don't be shy. Say something in the comments. Be like, this is how I eat steak for such and such reason. This is how I cook steak, to be specific, and like all that. Now, usually I don't really cook steak myself, to be completely honest. Most of the time I'm at like a restaurant or something, and for the most part they always like cook it right. There have been like a good amount of times where they've like cooked it a little bit darker than I'd liked, and then when it's darker I usually do be like, so guys, you kind of cooked this wrong, and then they'll just like give me a discount or whatever. But usually they do cook it right, and then every once in a while they'll also cook it like the opposite, and they'll cook it and it'll be like red. Now, as I said, I don't really mind red, so whenever that happens, I'm just like, nah, it's fine, don't worry about it, I'll eat it. And I do that, exactly that, like, I'll eat the thing and, be on my way. My family will be like, you don't need to do that. I'm just like, really, I don't care, I don't mind, it's not gonna bother me, just let me eat the darn thing. Cracking my neck. And yeah, but that's like only when I'm eating out. I have cooked steaks on the grill on my own before. I'm not. I honestly, I don't like cooking, but I don't dislike cooking either. I'm pretty decent at it. So when I cooked them, I did make them more like red in the middle. I didn't really know the exact temperature for it, so I would ask like my mother, and she was telling me like this amount, and then and afterwards I cut the thing open and I saw like, okay, it was decent. It was still pretty. It wasn't red. It wasn't too much. It was slightly more cooked than I think I would have liked it. I think it was like a bit darker on the edges than I would have liked. Like I prefer. But yeah. Yeah, that was way back when I did a barbecue with me and my friends. That was a bit interesting. Okay, then I joined late in this. Are you next to the guy? Yep, we're next to the guy.
Assassination target. You know what to do.
Hey, another Nidus. There we go, we blew up the thing. God dang it, I hate that attack just because it does that. We have 3 Niduses in here? Rhino, and Nidus. That guy's color seemed like it was different earlier.
Let's go on the offensive.
I'm getting really, getting really distracted by the game here. But I was saying that's just like when it comes to restaurants, and then when I cook it on my own, blah 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 blah. But I wouldn't really say that like one type of steak is completely superior to another. I think that like whatever you eat is whatever you eat. If you want to eat it raw or like basically raw, go ahead. If you want to eat it completely burnt to a crisp, go ahead. Right in the middle is where I like it. I have my own Tenno armor. Honor. I have my own 10-0 armor. Not wrong, but nonetheless. Why did none of those hit him? There we go. Ooh, got something for a hammer.
Nice work taking down the VIP. Now get to extraction.
And yeah, I was saying, like, I don't really think that there is one type of steak that is superior to any other, but at the same time, I will say there is what I like, and then there is what other people like to eat as well. And I'm gonna, like, respect what they want to eat, but I'm still gonna put in my 2 cents of what I like. Oh man, Endo. I'm fine with Endo, honestly. It'll help me in the future when I want to upgrade things. Oh my god, I have so much Endo from just doing these once a day. In the future, I am going to be able to upgrade like all my mods to max amount whenever I decide to actually start playing this game a lot again. It'll probably be probably close to like a year from now, honestly. Just because we only play this game really when we get really bored of League, and we want to find another game to play for a little while. Okay, well, with that, I'm going to bid you all adieu. Goodbye!